Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be speaking about the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy. And joining us is Rorie Skei, who is the Chief Deputy Director. Welcome, Rorie. And let's just start off with the most basic question. What is the Santa Monica Mountains, or can you define where they are?
Well, it's the mountain range that extends from Point Mugu all the way down into the heart of Los Angeles. Griffith Park is basically the easternmost extension of the Santa Monica Mountains range. The Conservancy actually has a larger territory than the Santa Monica Mountains. We go into the Simi Hills, the Santa Susanas, portions of the San Gabriels, and Verdugo Mountains as well.
Wow. Okay. So what's the purpose of the Conservancy?
Well, the Conservancy is a state agency. It was established in 1980 under the California Natural Resources Agency. And our purpose is to essentially acquire wildlife land, public access, trails, and create public amenities for the people of Los Angeles County, Ventura County, and the whole state of California.
Wow. Okay. So that means you're buying up private land then?
That's right. We have done a lot of that, and we've accepted many, many thousands of acres of land that's been donated by private parties as well.
Okay, very good. So, what does this mean from a day-to-day perspective? I mean, you contact landowners, or do you put on events to talk to people? How does that work?
Back in the 1980s, it was a lot of contacting of landowners. At this point, many landowners are contacting us, asking us to either buy their land or accept it as a donation. So land acquisition is not so much of a problem, it's more the funding to do that.
Very good. Now, what is um, the benefit to the landowner? I mean, I can see the benefit to from a recreational perspective, but from a landowner's point of view, I mean, couldn't they just sell it to anybody?
True, although, a lot of the property that's in the mountains is so I would say undevelopable. There's no such thing as an undevelopable lot, given enough time and money. But it really sort of clarifies some people have property that they've inherited. There are a lot of tiny little parcels in the Santa Monica Mountains that were in the 1920s were sort of part of a encyclopedia enhancement or an incentive program. And they're so tiny, they're really not very useful. And heirs get tired of paying property tax on something they can't develop. So the benefit is clearly in that realm. And there is a tax advantage, a charitable gift advantage to donors as well. But our main purpose is to essentially establish biodiversity or protect biodiversity in our mountains ecosystems, and to make sure that we have an interlinking ring of open space that surrounds the San Fernando and Valley and portions of Ventura County, so that there's connectivity for wildlife and also for people.
And how's that going?
Really remarkably well. I mean, I'm still astounded. So when we were established 42 years ago, I don't think any of us actually envisioned the scope of what would be able to be accomplished in those decades. Major acquisitions, including the former Amundsen Ranch, which is at the edge of Ventura County, close to LA. That was a big acquisition. It cost $150 million, but it did preserve 5,000 acres, and that was going to otherwise be a giant housing development and golf courses.
Wow. Okay. Now, is there an end goal envisioned, or is this going to go on in perpetuity?
Well, I don't know about in perpetuity, but we're certainly part of and working very hard to assist the governor's 30 by 30 plan, which is to protect 30% of the state of California by the year 2030. So in that regard, we've made some major strides just recently, in addition to our past accomplishments. There's a property called Hathaway Ranch or Temescal Ranch that's between Piru and Castaic. and our affiliated joint powers authority, the Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority, was able to acquire that property, 6,000 acres. So that's prime wildlife habitat, connectivity habitat, and we'll have a built-in trail system when we're ready to open it up.
Well done. Rorie, when you're out in the community talking to people, what is the most common question that you get when people find out what you do?
How do I help?
Ah, yeah.
How about the mountain lions? I mean, that's a big project that we've been working on for over a decade, is the Wallace-Annenberg Wildlife Bridge that's just starting construction right now over the 101 freeway in Agoura Hills. So people care about wildlife, and that's been a major motivator for a lot of folks to want to be supporters of the Conservancy and other nature-based organizations. And then the other big question is, how do I get to this or that trail, and where's the restroom? Most commonly heard question by our park rangers.
And what are the answers?
We have a lot of trails, and there's, in fact, on the MRCA website, there's a link for the various parks and how to get to the various trailheads.
Very good. Okay, so we're just about out of time. Is there a website that viewers can go to for more information? And do you have a summating message for viewers?
I think the big summation is that we want people to enjoy the outdoors. We want to create opportunities for disadvantaged communities to get to the outdoors and to the beaches. And they can certainly find more information on our website, www.smmc.ca.gov and mrca.ca.gov.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us, Rorie. We're going to wrap things up now.
Okay.
This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.